All right, producers, are you ready to find out how much you've been missing out on by not doing this one thing? Sounds like clickbait. I swear to you it's not. I just did it myself and found $59 just sitting there. Let's be honest, you're not gonna find these videos anywhere else. Why? Because I make them. So it would really help me out if you subscribe. If you've already subscribed, what also really helps is if you like the video and leave a comment. It's hard in the era of clickbait videos on YouTube and negativity in the producer community, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. First, I'm gonna explain to you how to check, and then I'm gonna explain to you why this is happening. So do this in the Beatstars app. You can do this on desktop as well. So if you're on the Beatstars mobile app, go to My Media and click on Transactions. If you're on the desktop app, click My Media, then Sales, and then Transactions. But instead of looking at all transactions, change it to Pending Transactions. Now, all these transactions listed here are transactions that failed. Yes, by definition, pending means it will be completed. However, they're not going to be completed. So what you want to do is grab the email addresses of the customers with the failed transactions, the pending transactions, and email them directly. So reach out, say, hey, I noticed that you wanted to buy this beat, but the transaction had failed. Let me make this right. Maybe offer them a free beat and apologize for the inconvenience and recover that money that would otherwise be lost. Now, let me tell you why this is happening. In my experience, at least, it's this really annoying problem with credit card companies. And it happens to me all the time because I have a lot of beat collabs in my store. Even if they pay through PayPal or if they pay with a credit card, debit card via Stripe, this happens often. Beat collabs are automatically split. Actually, Dream Life is the one that really brought this to my attention last week because he was catching a lot of these lately. I've been catching a lot of them lately as well, but I haven't been that active checking my pending transactions. So he and I have a lot of beats together, a lot of collabs. What happens when someone buys one of those collabs is that Beatstars will split that payment. So if they bought a beat for $50, it's automatically gonna split 25 and send it to me. The other 25 is going to be sent to Dream Life. Now, credit card companies look at that. Some credit card companies, some banks look at that and think, oh, that's suspicious. And so they freeze the transaction. Granted, a customer could contact their credit card company or their bank and say, no, this was intentional. This is okay. Please unfreeze the transaction. But realistically, that's too much work. So this is what I do when I catch these pending transactions. I reach out to the person, apologize for the inconvenience, and say, hey, I've dealt with this before. It's a problem with your credit card or bank, but here's how we can work it out. And I will send them an itemized invoice via PayPal. Sometimes people want to pay with Cash App or Venmo or something else. That's fine, whatever works for you. But have that money sent to you directly, and then you send the split payments out manually. So with me, if someone sent me $50 via PayPal, I would manually send the $25 to Dream Life, my collaborator. But that way the customer's financial institution, whether it's a bank or a credit card company, isn't getting a split transaction and isn't flagging that transaction. I don't know why this seems to be happening a lot more lately. Maybe it's just because the rise of scammers, because as we know, they're getting a lot bolder and there are way more of them nowadays. So perhaps these institutions are just responding to the increase in scams. And this brings me to another topic that I want to talk about. So I recently tweeted the question, a couple hundred likes. The question was this: if you sell beats online, which would you choose out of these two scenarios? Scenario one, I'm sending you $500 for the beat right now. Or scenario two, I'll send $1,000 for the beat in a couple weeks. I thought it was an interesting conversation. Some people picked the second option. Most people picked the first option. I personally would pick the first option. I'll tell you why, and then I'll explain a little further how to turn that into something practical that you can apply to your own beat selling business. I'm not the only one who said this. A lot of people said this. Things can change in 2 weeks, right? So for me, if I'm ready to sell this beat exclusively, if it's my beat, it's not a collab, there's no singer on it. I mean, if it's a beat that's already generated thousands of dollars through leases, and I have to split with collaborators and I have to contact them and make sure they even approve of the exclusive sale, then I'm not going to take the 500. That's probably a higher price or a bigger conversation. But if I'm motivated to sell a beat and you want to give me 500 for it now, or the vague promise of 1,000 later, I'm taking the 500. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. Anything could happen. And I'm not one of those people that thinks everyone's a liar. I tend to believe most recording artists when they say stuff like, hey, I got you for this beat next week. I find that about 70% of them actually, maybe more, maybe 75% of them are actually true to their word. I also recently tweeted, if you ever make a custom beat for an artist, get a deposit first. Because, I'm in a couple situations, right? Well, really one where an artist has reached out, asked for a custom beat, and I get the deposit. They want the beat, but they just never pay for it. So it's like, damn, at least I got something. But something else was brought up. One of the responses to the tweet was, just take the 500, build a relationship. And I actually like that. And this is what I wanted to draw out a little. So a lot of producers kind of, they're really focused on selling a beat rather than giving a customer experience. And I think that's the wrong way to look at it. And I was looking at it that way traditionally. And I changed that. Honestly, what I would do in the scenario is I would take it a step further. I would say, cool, you know what? I don't need $1,000. If I'm motivated to sell this beat for 500, cool, maybe they have another 500 next week. But by the time 2 weeks has passed, I'm gonna have 14 more beats in my store. And I already have 2,000, so they could potentially find another one that they want exclusively. And obviously I'm gonna mention that to them, but I'm gonna incentivize it in other ways and try to turn this person into a repeat customer, not by treating it as this one-time transaction, but by treating it as hopefully a long-term thing, a relationship. There's a chance to build a relationship at any step of the sales process. So I wouldn't say, give me $500 for the beat and we'll go our separate ways. I'd say, all right, $500 for the beat. Do you want any other beats? And I'll give you a beat or two for free with like an unlimited license or something. Because here's the thing, a couple of reasons why I do that. One, I just want to give them a good experience because I want to give them a good experience. It's kind of just, it's just, that is what it is. Two, if they do have a good experience, are they likely to come back to me, or are they likely to try a whole new producer the next time with whom they don't have any history, with whom they have no expectations of a good experience? No, they're going to come back to the person that gave extra value. Thirdly, those unlimited licenses, if I'm motivated to sell exclusives, which I'm becoming more and more every day, those unlimited licenses can become exclusives. So some artists will record, release a song as a non-exclusive license and picks up traction, or for whatever reason, who knows, they want to come back and upgrade that license to an exclusive situation. All right, so I just accomplished 3 things. There are probably more things that I accomplished by offering extra value in this situation. So added value is a great thing. I think we have to know our strengths though. So for me, one of my strengths is catalog size. If you only have 20 beats in your catalog, maybe giving extra beats isn't the right thing for you now. So you just have to figure out what's authentic, what added value you can provide to the customer. And I say authentic because I don't want producers watching this video and then offering services they have no business offering. Like, you got Photoshop last week and you're saying, all right, free graphic design with every single beat. Maybe you're a natural, I don't know, probably not. Some people offer things like mixing and they're not mix engineers, or Instagram shout out with every purchase and you only have 50 followers. Maybe people are into that. Give it some thought, especially where we are now in the year. Things are weird with sales, with beat sales. If you do this for a living, reach out to me. Maybe we should start a support group, because it's up and down. Holidays are tough, especially with the way the economy is, but this just happens naturally every year. Spending is weird. People are saving up for Christmas, vacations, and then suddenly they don't have extra money for beats or other services related to their music careers. So that's why I'm really trying to emphasize this point, that your end goal is to create a positive customer experience, not simply just sell a beat and then move on to the next person. There are some days you'll find that one or two customers, maybe even some weeks or months, where you find that one or two customers are the ones keeping you afloat because they trust you, because you've given extra value, because you've created trust, because you're reliable, because you're responsive, because you go above and beyond the last beat maker or producer that they worked with. So hopefully that helps. Much success to you, especially as we head into the holidays. And I wish you all the success in the world. Peace.